Cinema Sounds and Secrets Tributes, Remembering the Greats.
Careful daily special, or would you like to order a la carte?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay, right.
My heart was pounding, so afraid that I would be hurt once again.
Are you ready for me, sir?
What do you suggest?
Well, perhaps the lasagna and antipasto.
Do you think the lasagna might be fattening?
Then perhaps the steak and onion soup.
That sounds wonderful.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay.
His white tunic, the way he moved, his sad smile. Everything seemed so perfect, like in the movies. You have no idea how much trouble I went through month after month just to get him to go for a walk. But little by little, I made him see that I respected him.
We're going to do a tribute to William Hurt,
Okay.
who was one of the greats
Yeah.
of the last century and into this
Yeah.
century.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
One of the greats.
Yeah.
He was born in Washington, D.C., which I did not know.
Did not know.
1950, and he was in the Dramatics Club, and even in his yearbook, they
Yeah.
said you'll probably see him on Broadway,
Ah.
and they were right.
Yeah.
He went and got a BA in theology from Tufts, and then went to Juilliard.
Right.
And I think at Juilliard, he and Chris Reeve and Robin Williams were all kind of in the same group, because I know they were all, because I knew Chris, so,
Yeah.
and I knew how they're, who was looking out for and helping each other, because Robin had helped Chris after his accident and
Right,
stuff.
right.
So these bonds, they were incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So Bill Hurt, was on stage. He stayed in New York. He won an Obie for My Life, and he went to the Circle Rep, and then he was nominated for a Tony in Hurly Burly.
Hurly Burly. Okay.
Yes, and after that, he was. That happened, and he went to Hollywood.
Yeah.
And they're like, and they put him in Altered States,
Mm-hmm.
which I
remember
remember.
that
Boy, I
film.
remember that. Because you were like, wow,
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah.
What dignifies the yogic practices is that the belief system itself is not truly religious. There is no Buddhist God, per se. It is the self, the individual mind that contains immortality and ultimate truth.
What the hell is not religious about that? You've simply replaced God with the original self.
Yes, but we've localized it, at least to know where the self is. It's in our own minds. It's a form of human energy. Our atoms are 6 billion years old. We've got 6 billion years of memory in our minds.
Atoms are older than that.
Memory is energy. It doesn't disappear. It's still in there. There's a physiological pathway to our earlier consciousnesses. There has to be, and I'm telling you, it's in the goddamn limbic system.
Just that you're a wacko.
What's wacko about it, Mason? I'm a man in search of his true self. How artifically American can you get? Everybody's looking for their true selves. We're all trying to fulfill ourselves. Understand ourselves, get in touch with ourselves, face the reality of ourselves, explore ourselves, expand ourselves. Ever since we dispensed with God, we've got nothing but ourselves to explain this meaningless horror of life.
You're a wacko.
Well, I think that true self, that original self, that first self is a real, mensurate, quantifiable thing, tangible and incarnate.
That was
Things are coming out now. It's virtual reality, wasn't it? Yeah.
yes. And they merged together.
That's right, yeah.
And it's so ahead of its time. Altered
Yeah.
States.
Yeah.
It's a good kind of, what would you call, sci-fi / science.
Yeah.
Sci-fi thing, but everything
Yeah.
works out at
Yes,
the end.
yeah.
But it's good.
Yeah.
And then, well, he did Body Heat.
You can stand there with me if you want, but you'll have to agree not to talk about the heat.
I'm a married woman,
Meaning what?
meaning I'm not looking for company.
And you should have said I'm a happily married woman.
That's my business.
What?
How happy I am.
And how happy is that?
You're not too smart, are you? I like that in a man.
What else do you like? Lazy, ugly, horny? I got them all.
You don't look lazy. Tell me, does chat like this work with most women?
Some, if they haven't been around much.
I wondered. Thought maybe I was out of touch.
I might buy you a drink.
I told you, I've got a husband.
I'll buy him one, too.
He's out of town.
Your favorite kind. We'll drink to him.
Only comes up on weekends.
I'm liking him better all the time. You gotta take me up on this quick. In about 45 minutes, I'm gonna give up and go away.
You want to buy me something?
Yeah.
I'll take one of those.
What kind?
Sherry.
Cherry, make it two. You're not staying in Miranda Beach. I would have noticed you.
Is town that small?
Oh. Pine Haven? You're staying down in Pine Haven. On the waterway. You have a house.
How'd you know that?
You look like Pine Haven.
How does Pine Haven look?
Well tended.
I'm well tended, all right. Well tended. What about you?
Me? I need tending. I need someone to take care of me, someone to rub my tired muscles, smooth out my sheets.
Get married.
I just need it for tonight.
Oh. Oh, nice move, Maddie.
Maddie, I like it. Straight over your heart.
At least it's cool. I was burning up.
I asked you not to talk about the heat.
Would you get me a paper towel or something? Dip it in some cold water.
Right away, I'll even wipe it off for you.
You don't want to lick it?
And I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Him and Kathleen Turner.
Yes.
Also a New York stage actor.
Yep.
And then The Big Chill, which is pretty much all stage actors. Kevin Kline
Yep.
and Glenn Close. And even Kevin Costner was in the casket as the friend who died.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, The Big Chill. We haven't done that
Big
yet.
Chill.
And
I
Body Heat.
was just in Beaufort where they filmed The Big Chill.
Wow. Wow. Oh, it's such a good movie.
It's a beautiful film.
So he's great in it. I mean, there's such
He's
great
in
films.
But we were talking about, it's how much, I mean, every one of his films he did. We talked about Children of a Lesser God, which was
which my friend directed.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Randa.
Yeah,
So
Randa, yeah. Beautiful.
First movie directed by a woman to be nominated for Best Picture. Isn't that great?
It's great,
So
but
proud of her.
the fact that it took forever for that to happen.
87.
87. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, like almost 100 years from when the Lumiere brothers started making movies. Yes. But he was, he won for Kiss of the Spider Woman.
Yes, yeah.
We will be doing that too. Every time I do the show and I say, oh my gosh, I have a list. Don't worry. We have a massive list.
Broadcast news.
Oh, beautiful,
'cause he worked with James
wonderful.
Brooks before. Yeah.
So he, and he took big roles and small roles and, supporting roles.
Yeah.
And his feeling was, I don't have to be the star. I'm just offering my concept and, it isn't my face. It's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I think that was very much him. And Randa is the only director who's directed him twice.
Right. Okay,
It was very hard on directors, very difficult, but she's amazing. We've had a long talk about how she approached. 'Cause she did Duvall as well. She's had some really, handfuls of, hard people. And, that she just, knows how to communicate and how to connect, and she and Bill, they just, even when he was in his moods and not communicative, she could still know how to work with him and get performances, these beautiful performances.
Yeah. I mean, I think when he showed up, and my friend directed him in The Challenger Disaster. I nearly worked with him out in South Africa, but just couldn't because of local talent laws and stuff like that. I ended up working on it, and I ended up doing post-production on Moby Dick, and he had come in as well. So I did some revoicing on that,
but he was a real actor's actor.
Yeah.
He was nominated for an Academy Award for, Children of a Lesser God.
Yep.
He was nominated for Broadcast News.
Yep.
He was nominated and won for Kiss of the Spider Woman, which is just
so good.
Beautiful. He was nominated in 2006 for A History of Violence. Yeah. Supporting actor.
Gosh, I haven't seen that.
And then the Emmys, he was nominated for Too Big to Fail in 2011.
Yeah.
And Damages in 2009.
Right. Oh yeah, and I did. The 1 Degree of Separation. He was in Humans, the TV series Humans, which I did the voiceover for. I'm kind of in the beginning of each episode. It's me, so yeah.
That's wonderful.
So just the opposite. I mean, just I've kind of worked around.
Yeah,
him.
yeah. It's amazing how things come close.
Yeah.
But he died in March of 22, March 13, just a couple of months ago. He had prostate cancer, and he just if you want to see some great performances, I mean, gosh, any of these, Broadcast News, History of Violence, Children of a Lesser God, Kiss of the Spider Woman is
watch that.
Amazing.
Watch that.
That's him, and is it? The co-star in it is the wonderful
I know
Spanish. I'm just blanking on his name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
And the other, The Big Chill is wonderful.
Oh, The Big Chill with
Body Heat. Body Heat will blow your mind.
Sonia Braga.
And
it was in Kiss of the Spider Woman.
And
Raul Julia.
Sorry. The beautiful Raul Julia is also no longer with us. That's a beautiful film.
I would have never remembered.
I could see him, and I was
just
pulling for his name. Raul, this is a movie to see too. Yeah. It's just a beautiful film. We will be covering these in future shows.
So, you came back from Vietnam a changed man. Well, why don't you just tell everybody? Then, in 1972, you returned to the University of Michigan to enter the doctoral program in psychology, but you just couldn't seem to finish that dissertation. I chose not to. I'm not hung up on this completion thing. Then it was onto a series of jobs, all of which you quit. What are you getting at? I was evolving. I'm still evolving. But your real fame came as a radio psychologist on KSFO in San Francisco. I wouldn't call it fame exactly. I had a small, deeply disturbed following. What are you doing now? Or I should say, what have you evolved into now? Oh, I'm in sales.
In the words of the immortal great Bob Hope, thanks for the memories.
You'll find more details and links about the career of today's memorable artist, William Hurt, on our website, cinemasoundsandsecrets.com. I'm Janet Doolin-Jones.
We'll see you here next time
at the movies.